Today, let's have a look at evaluation, follow-up, and co-leadership. And we'll start with co-leadership. Co-leadership is considered when you are a group leader and you have a co-leader to facilitate with you. So they're basically two leaders facilitating this group. Let's just talk about some simple guidelines to be an effective co-leader. Just be sure to work with other leaders who have comparable or similar theoretical approaches and preferences to yours. Make sure that their background is very similar to yours. Their teachings are very similar to yours if possible. Those who have training and have skills and experience that you respect. If you don't respect that person, then you probably try to overtalk them, or if they don't respect you, they'll try to overtalk you to become the more favorite leader. So just be careful and be sure that you have someone whose skills and experiences that both of you guys respect one another. Who you have, make sure it's a person who you have an open relationship or friendship with, someone that you can actually work with. And you've not done all the work for the group. They've not done all the work for the group. It's a collaborative effort where both of you guys are working together. And make sure that you guys share with each other the responsibilities of the group in all aspects of planning and facilitating the group. Who's going to take the intro? Who's going to take the conclusion? Who will be responsible for creating certain parts of the group? So be sure you guys talk about that as well. Make sure that it is a person who commits time before and after groups. It's not fair for you to always be the one getting there early and staying there later, nor is it fair for that person to do that as well. So just be sure you guys talk about that. And be sure that you guys clearly understand each other's status and each other's roles, that you're equal in this group. Even if a person carries a higher degree, make sure that it's very clear that each of you guys are still co-facilitators and there's no one outweighs another person. So those guidelines will definitely help you when facilitating a group with another. Some of you guys may see this pop up in practicum, and just remember, if there's a licensed professional that's facilitating a group and you're there as a practicum student, then you will be the more subordinate person. And most of the time you'll take the back seat to where you're just going to sit and listen. Unless they ask for your feedback or in the evaluation, they encourage you to engage more in the group. Then, of course, you will step up to more of a co-leadership role. But these guidelines will help solve and disseminate a lot of different issues that could arise in groups. So be sure to keep these handy. Advantages of co-leadership. You get better group coverage. You guys see how hard it is for one person to scan the group while people are talking or while you're having a conversation with one person in group. Two people eliminates that, and it allows one person to talk and engage, and the other person can scan the group for nonverbals and things of such. Another advantage of group is compatibility. Because you're compatible with one another, you guys will feed off of each other. And when one facilitator starts stalling, the other one can actually kick in the gear and start helping out. So compatibility is really good. And then I've already mentioned the third advantage, sharing responsibility. This is an advantage because instead of one person taking on developing and creating and maintaining the group, it becomes two, and that kind of lightens the load and makes it a little bit easier. And then support. It allows you guys to sit back and process what happened in group that night, how things were handled. That person may have said something that you didn't necessarily agree with, and you can't call them out in group, but it allows you to talk to them after group and support each other that way as well. So those are advantages for co-leadership. Disadvantages for co-leadership is communication. Sometimes you think you're on the same page with a person, but they may be taking the topic a different direction, and you wanted to delve a little bit deeper into something that someone said, but they actually interject and then take the topic a different way. So communication could be an issue. Competitive tendencies. I want to be the better counselor. I want to be the one that they like. Man, they said something and everybody really liked them. So I better kind of get on par here and say something to catch their attention as well. So competitive temptations and competitive tendencies arise during co-leadership. So just be aware of that. And then for professional differences, you guys, no matter who you're with in group, you will have professional differences. You may view ethics a little bit different, an ethical scenario a little bit different than another person would. And so that professional difference in how you would handle that situation could become an issue or a barrier. It may be a teenage group, and one teenager discloses that they've been smoking marijuana and that they're pregnant, and that person wants the co-leader wants to tell their parents right away, but you're kind of like, well, let's get a little bit deeper with this person to figure out how far along they are in pregnancy, what other drugs are they using. So just professional differences like that can definitely be a disadvantage in group as well. So those advantages, disadvantages of co-leadership to be aware of. But co-leadership can be a really fun and exciting experience. Now let's briefly take a look at evaluation, follow-up, and referral. For evaluation, just be sure that, again, this is done the very last group, and terminate relationships in the adjourning stage. Just have some type of assessment device, just a simple handout to hand out to your group members that they can evaluate the group itself, the group experience. So be sure at the end of every group, um, not every group session, but the conclusion of the group process itself, whether it's an 8-week session of groups, the final 8th week, be sure to have some type of evaluation tool that they can use to evaluate your group. Follow up, you will let your members know that you will be following up with them. You can follow up in 3 different ways. That could be personal face to face. Hey, in 2 months, I will send you guys an email, or I'll give you guys a call and remind you about this group that we're going to have as a follow up on in 3 months from now. It's a simple telephone call. You can tell them, I will call you in 2 months and just follow up and check on you guys. And then you can do a written contact. You can just tell them to be on the lookout for something in the mail within the next month or two, just to check their status and see how they're doing. You can follow up individually. You can follow up in a group setting, or you can follow up with both. You can do an individual call with a person, and if you see that they need help or still have issues, you can then have all of those that were in that group that may need continued support to meet back as a group. Or initially, you can just tell them we're going to meet back as a group. So you can do it either way, or you can do both. But just make sure during that follow-up process, were the goals met for that individual, and you will already know if the group goals were met or not. Did the group have a positive or negative effect on them? So be sure to address that in the follow-up. Is there a referral that's needed? Are there any other issues that the client may be experiencing that they can disclose at that time, so you can give them more information? And then information for possible future groups or changes in groups or anything like that. So evaluation and follow-up, definitely do those two, which now leads to our final thing, referrals. So you do find during evaluation and during the follow-up, you do find that people still, there's several members that still need assistance. So you can refer to individual counseling. You can refer to other groups. They could be ongoing type support groups, or they can be closed counseling groups. You can give them reading materials or refer them to a particular website with information, or you can refer them to various organizations or agencies within the community that can address their needs. So basically 4 types of referrals that you're looking for or looking to give or provide to your group members: individual counseling, other group counseling, reading materials, or refer to an organization or agency or professional in the community.